Steve Gamache here with a Chef Knives to Go quick look product video. Today we're looking at the Gassan Blue No. 2 Gyuto 180mm knife. This knife has a coarse steel of Aogami or blue paper No. 2. The heat treat rating is about 62 on these, and the construction is a kind of a matte finish stainless cladding over the top of that core. So only the core steel is reactive. You can see that right there, and you see some kanji on it. This isn't quite a Najisi or pear finish, and it's not quite fully polished, but it's kind of a matte finish. I think it's a nice look to the knife. The weight on this is about 6 ounces, and the blade length is 190, so it's a little oversized, and so some nice length to it, 7.5 inches, and the overall length about 12.4 inches for the whole knife. And the spine at the base, these are fairly thin blades, so it's about 2.5 right there at the heel, but then it tapers down a bit and holds that pretty well through most of the knife until you get to the grind of the knife right about here to where it tapers down, which is pretty typical of a lot of Santokus. The height on this is generous at 50.3, so it's a fairly tall Santoku or Gyuto. I'm going to probably refer to this as a Santoku because it sure looks like one to me. If it looks like one and acts like one, what's that they say about a duck? So it's called a Gyuto. I'm going to call it a Santoku because it sure mimics one, at least in my mind. And the handle type is a Packawood handle, and it's kind of a different style handle where you've got the tang exposed. And this particular one does have a little bit of a gap. Some of these do between the handle and the tang, which you could fill with some epoxy or other methods or some wax if you wanted to as well. Performance on this is really, really good. I was quite impressed with the performance of this, and also its brother, the Nakiri. And these are quite thin at the edge. This has a really good profile. It's just a good, fairly flat profile for a Nakiri, or excuse me, a Santoku / Gyuto. So it's got a nice flat spot, a little bit of belly towards the tip for some rocking. And it just went through ingredients extremely well. I sharpened this one right out of the box. The sharpness is okay. I give it maybe a 5 out of a 10. But I took it to a Suihiro Rika 5K stone right out of the box, and in under probably a little over 5 minutes, I had this thing really sharp. So it took to sharpening extremely well. It's a great thing about carbon steel. So really, this is a great performing / Santoku Gyuto. It's got some nice length to it for a Santoku / Gyuto. It's just a nice knife, so I was very impressed with it. So there you have the Gassan Blue No. 2 Gyuto / Santoku 180mm.